So starting today, we'll have an address by the CEO and founder of INSZoom, Umesh Vaidyamath. Umesh has been a good friend of mine for almost 20 years, since he founded INSZoom back in 1999. It turned out that I met Umesh, as I was explaining, I think previously, through a conference for immigration lawyers back when he was just getting started, and had the opportunity to see him from the beginning, growing INSZoom into what it is today. And it's been an exciting thing to see. He's done a great job. For me, Umesh is technology and he is innovation. He is immigration as well. He has changed so many lives. He's changed the lives of the people who practice immigration law, the stakeholders, the company representatives, and people who interact with the law firms and the service providers. And he's changed the lives of the individuals who receive the immigration benefits, the assignees and others who are traveling and are able to use that software and to receive the benefit of the streamlined processes and the transparency that exists because of the software. Umesh has been a great innovator. I remember when INSZoom first started, it was one of the earliest cloud-based softwares that was in existence at the time. So many people, especially lawyers, were worried that putting your information in the cloud would be something that you should be afraid of, that it might be less secure, that you might be vulnerable. And Umesh was very strong. He was very forward-thinking, telling them that cloud is safer, cloud is more secure, cloud is scalable. So many things will come to be benefits to the law firms because of the cloud. And that was back so early in the times when most people were just very skeptical and afraid. But he persisted, and as you can see, the world is now all about the cloud. So he's been a visionary in that way. One thing that many of you probably don't know about Umesh is that he's a historian. I love coming to India and listening to all of the histories and all of the stories that Umesh knows. He's memorized so much of history and the culture, and he has a wealth of knowledge of the religion and all of the traditions and the things that make this such a beautiful place, and it's so interesting to listen and share with him. I want to just express my appreciation for Umesh putting this conference together for us to come and to network and enjoy and to share. Umesh, why don't you come and share your presentation, and thank you. So you should be able to talk this one.
Hello? Okay. Maybe I'll come this side. Good morning, everyone. I need to hear it. Good morning. One of the arrows is missing. I'll have to figure out which one is what in this. Thank you. First of all, I would like to welcome each one of you in the audience today, all of your attendees for this conference. Without you being here, this conference wouldn't have been possible. And personally, I would like to invite you all for being here this early for this event. Along with that, I would like to welcome our sponsors, without whose support financially as well as without their knowledge, this conference would have been possible. We have Fakuri Law Group. They have been immense strength and support for this conference since the second year of this conference we got started. And Rami Fakuri, he couldn't come today for this event, but to have Mrs. Karan Fakuri, who heads global practice there. Thank you for being here. Then Rohit Turkud and Bahram Bhagwagar, thank you for being here, and thanks for supporting this event. Again, I would like to invite and welcome Anandita Chowdhury from USI Law. She's a great friend of mine as well as a supporter of this event. Thank you for being here, Anandita. Last but not the least, my great friend Jake Lipman and I have known him since the beginning of INSZoom, and we've been we pretty much started. He started his immigration career in Walnut Creek. We started the INSZoom career on the same time in the town, and we go a long way. And he has contributed not only this conference since 2009 or 10, and he has pretty much come to this conference almost each one of them. And along with that, he has contributed to our product also immensely, and building that and a great product that we all use today. And I'm not an immigration attorney myself, but Jake was able to offer his knowledge to us to make the product better in the early years. Thank you, Jake. Thanks for being here. And Rebecca, Jake's daughter, thank you for being here. Then James Wolf, Jake's partner, thanks for supporting this event, and I personally welcome you for being here. Along with that, I would like to welcome all the speakers and panelists from the corporate immigration industry. I think you basically bring in the special sauce to this conference. Your best practices and your knowledge of the industry, it definitely helps all of this in this room to make this industry and help everyone gain more knowledge. So I know many of you noticed we launched a new logo for INSZoom. So I just wanted to share a really quick story without taking much of your time how this all started. Here are the two individuals. You might have seen them in the conference. One is Aruna Perumal and Suhanwa Kotavagi. Both of them, they're working on a new product in INSZoom, and they said we should create a new logo for this new product that they're working on. That's how it got started. Then I had brainstormed with the idea with our team back in our office, then spoke to one of the designers that we have, and I met him in a parking lot. I said, hey, can you create our logo in this direction? Because what I envisioned was with an arrow mark going this way and other way, because in a global mobility, you always are working with individuals who are going to a destination and they're coming back. So we thought this could be a good representation of our logo for moving forward. And Andre came back with a few designs, and he came back. He is our designer. He came back and said, look, I don't like any of the designs so much that I given up. I want to come back with the different ones. So he came back with a theme on Arctic tern. This is a bird that lives in poles, and North Pole or South Pole. It does the longest migration from North Pole to South Pole, stopping probably in between in a various part of the world. And this is what he thought is the best way to, this basically bird represents the greatest migration in the wild nature. And he went back, and Andrew believed this could be the image. Then he started working on some work. He could see that some of the work that he has done. And as you could see, some of the sketches he drew many of these things on a piece of paper. There are, he must have spent probably at least 3 to 4 days on just hands drawing many of these designs. Then he went back and presented to our team in San Ramon with some of this, and team like this one. And he went back, worked on much deeper. Then we went back and did a search on the internet to make sure there's no logo that's close to this. Then went back, started working on the finalization of our logo. This is the best part. So our product is also going to get our logos all over the application pretty soon. And as we speak, we will be moving into our own new building in Pleasanton in California, and we're going to have a cafeteria inside our building, and this is the sign for the cafeteria, and this is our new home in Pleasanton. Wherein if any of you are familiar with Pleasanton in California, We are next to the bar station. This is going to be our new interior. It's being worked on right now by the designers. So just the story of INSZoom logo. Thank you. I mean, it's all possible because we have a, first of all, I'm very fortunate that I have a very great, talented, creative team at INSZoom. And they thrive on innovation, they come up with ideas. And I've been doing INSZoom for the last 17 years now. And not even a day passes by without an excitement. So now come back to the conference. Today, we are in the era of immigration. Maybe Trumpigration. That's what I like to call it, because the whole world has been shaken up with the day he took over the office. So I would like to share with you on a quick video that I really liked, and probably that kind of represents what's happening right now.
Hello, bonjour, hola, konnichiwa, and welcome to the United States. As you're waiting in line, this video will let you know what to expect and what is required to pass through U.S. Customs. We take our border very seriously. Be sure to pay attention, and we'll get you going as soon as possible.
Portions of this video have been recently edited.
Let's go over a few documents you'll need. First, your completed customs form. You'll also need a valid passport from your country of origin.
Not including Iraq, Iran, Syria, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, or Yemen, and maybe Australia. We'll see.
Our priority is to make this process easy for each and every one of you.
Not you, not you. No way. Nice try. Not you. Oh wait, he's good. Come on in, bud. No.
In addition, you may be asked to provide a few
100.
simple
Confusing.
forms. If you need assistance, there will be someone
No one.
to help you. With all your forms filled out, proceed ahead.
Also forms D9, W8, F12, and D9B.
You're almost done.
Getting started. Effective immediately, all visitors will be subject to extreme vetting procedures, including a highly detailed questionnaire. Also need fingerprints, blood sample, urine sample, stool sample, and you will be required to eat a hot dog in front of us. Hello? Yeah, the video's coming along really well.
You can now approach the customs desk. When you reach the customs officer,
He will.
ask you a series of questions, such as, what is the purpose of your visit? I'm here to see my mother. She is a
Terrorist.
What is your occupation? I am a certified
Drug dealer.
Welcome to the United States.
Go home, please. Okay, I understand. Bye. America first.
Congratulations, and welcome to the United States, a land of opportunity from sea
Trump Tower.
to shining
Trump Tower. A judge blocked the ban? No, please, I just made the whole video.
Thank you. I hope you all liked it. So just some fun to start the conference with. So, as we start our 2017 immigration conference, this is our 11th conference in Bangalore. The first INSZoom conference was conceptualized in 2006 with just a quick conversation. I still remember I called Shruti, who was in Chennai, and Murli Kakolu, who was in INSZoom at that time, and a couple other individuals said, hey, I think we should get together and start on a small immigration conference, because Shruti and Murli, some of these folks, they had so much immigration knowledge. And I could see that when I was visiting other corporations in Bangalore, and I see that there is a gap, there is a way to bring everyone under common roof and share this knowledge. So I called Shruti and he agreed. You will not believe, in 3 days is what the time we decided on. And on Monday I called them, and on Wednesday we all are here in conference with initially with 10 or 12 people, that's it. And we got started. And year two, we had sponsorship from Fakuri Law Group, And since then, every year, the number of people that were joining this conference kept on doubling. So initially year, it was only invitation only, would basically invite people who would come in. Second year also, it was invitation only. Then over the years, now have opened it to everyone in the industry to come back and share the knowledge. Today's attendance as well as the attendance of yesterday's, it's an attestation that what we are doing so far for this conference in India, that we're in the right path. Again, thank you again for your support. Before we go on to the rest of the panels today, I would like to share some economics and the facts of global mobility and immigration. The global mobility, this industry, it basically contributes to 9.4% of the global GDP throughout the world. In terms of dollars, it is 6.7 trillion globally. There are 1.5 billion travelers travel every year internationally. There are 230 million expats, and every 44 seconds, one expat moves abroad. Immigration, global mobility, it helps every talent, every country retain the best, and also it provides opportunity for people around the world. Each one of you in this room, you play an important role in a global mobility. Without your help, without your support, it wouldn't be possible for the world to work the way it is today. One of the common things that I keep hearing from folks that I speak, even today in the corporations, HR, in the HR department, global mobility team is always sidelined. And one of the major difference that I have seen in the United States is, I've attended a conference in US in the early part of the year. The biggest change that most of the panelists as well as attendees spoke was, in the United States, the immigration is becoming a strategic discussion in, at the C-level suite in United States and in many of the larger corporations. So before, people looked at this was something as a paperwork that you fill the form and do it. Today, they know that for them to succeed, they have even at the C-level CEOs, and you must have seen statements from Apple, from Microsoft, from Amazon, all these leaders, including leaders in India, they are trying to bring changes in terms of immigration. Also, they are strategically planning. So I see that this immigration and global mobility is going to continue to grow. And if I really go back 15 years back, when you speak about immigration, the immigration community is probably there are maybe 20 or maybe 30 or 50 people working in Wipro when I met Mr. Naik. Same thing, a few folks and a similar number of people in INFOSYS and TCS. That's how where that the immigration knowledge was with folks. Today, we could see that pretty much every company in India, with all the MNCs as well as local Indian IT companies, have an immigration member, and there is a career opportunity for people in immigration and mobility business today. And I would like to share my own personal story in this global mobility. In 1990s, when I arrived in the United States in Kansas City, I was working for a US Print corporation. When I walked in that entire building, in the first floor, that building had 4 floors, and the first floor is where I was working. I was the only Indian in that entire floor. And 2 years back, when I have a customer in Kansas, so I went to visit the customer. Then also I wanted to go back and visit Kansas in a Sprint office. And when I went to the building, you will not be surprised. Probably 4 out of 5 people was an Indian IT engineer in that building. That's the difference that I have seen in the last 25 years. So that basically shows how much of mobility has happened in last 25 years in the United States as well as all over the world. Each one of you in the room have the power to transfer lives. That's what you all do. It is the work that you do. It is not just basically helping move another country, because that's work that everyone in this room does perform. It helps another company launch a new product, or you help someone to build his career in the destination country. And I would like to again thank you all again for being here. And it's 9:30. I see the hall is full. Again, at 9 o'clock, me and Jake were thinking, I won't have people. Should we get breakfast next time to get attracted to the event to be here at 9 o'clock? Again, thank you all. I would like to personally welcome you all for the event. And Jake, take it from here. Thank you.